after a lot more jostling than normal, managed to get the trailer on the car. It's been a good couple of months since I've hitched up, and everything was a lot stiffer than I was expecting it to be. Like, it was all a bit seized, which surprised me really. I didn't think it had been that long, but luckily it's off for a service this morning. So we'll see how it gets on. You can see it there. Anyway, I love driving my trailer, and I really miss towing the trailer to shows and events and things, but yeah, for now, just get to enjoy towing it home. So, yeah. So poor Brenda ended up needing quite a bit more work than expected, so she spent the night up on the driveway on some stands, waiting for tomorrow. In the evening, I went up to the ponies and Jane had a nice massage with the pad, falling asleep here, and I decided to do something with Seren. I should have known by her face here that she wasn't going to be easy. So we had a little play with the Pivo again. It does seem to work quite well with lunging and long reining, as long as you're not standing directly in front of the camera all the time. Seren was quite keen here, as you can see, going around having a little look at each pole as she steps over it, which is typical Seren fashion. I was quite impressed the Pivo managed to track us through the light changing there. It was the evening and I've not used it before at this time of day. And yeah, it coped really well with the different changes in light, which I know people have had problems with. Please excuse me when I do step into sight. I've got the most 90s pair of trousers on ever, and my legs are the same colour as my trousers. They just don't tan, unfortunately. Anyway, Seren was being as good as gold. We changed the rein, going around the other way. Nice stand there. She really does look really good at the moment. I'm so pleased with how she's looking, and she really seems to be enjoying herself. So, guess who made the mistake of dropping Seren's lunge lines whilst I was looking for something? Seren, whoa! So now the little nutter is exercising herself around the field with her lunge lines trailing. I so wish I'd got that on video. Are these lunge lines chasing you? Are they? Whose fault is that? So after our great escape attempt, we just came back up to the top of the school to go around the exercise a few more times again. Just to make sure she wasn't scared of the lunge line. She'd be telling me she was scared of her, she was running around the field. And just to make sure I had control of her again, and to be fair, she was absolutely perfect again. I really don't know what that escape was all about. Just typical Welsh pony, saw her opportunity and went for it. Quite funny and very classic Seren. On to Tuesday, and the trainer man popped back and repaired Brenda for me, as you can see with her nice new hitch there, and you can tell how much quicker I managed to unhitch than hitch the other day, so I was really pleased with that. Tuesday is also a long raining day, and we use the Pivo again to record our session. I am so pleased with how Erna is looking at the moment. She's so muscly and shiny. She really does seem to be improving herself, and this is coming through in her ridden work as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely just astounded by how well the groundwork is really helping us. So it's definitely something we're continuing on with. Little knock on the poles there. However, you'll see later on in the week when I'm riding Juliet that I don't think I had these spaced quite as well as I could have done. I think they were a little bit wide, so the ponies did struggle a tiny bit, especially with me running along behind on the long rein. So we'll give Erna the benefit of the doubt for that, I think. So these are a couple of examples of when the Pivo lost us. I think here we were going a little bit too fast, and here again it just couldn't quite capture us on the AI. So it doesn't always work, but thankfully we still managed to get a couple of shots going over the poles. And you can see I spend a lot of time staring at it just to see what it's doing and whether it's following us, which it wasn't there. And here it's recorded a really weird sort of staccato walking in. And I think I was trying to get it to pick us up again by standing in front of it, letting it see the horse, and then walking on, which it didn't work. It does sometimes, but that time it didn't. But to be fair, I just left it set up as a tripod at the side of the school with the phone on, which helps me get much clearer footage anyway of the horses when they're going round, so it wasn't a complete fail. Another morning, another pony to ride. This time it's Juliet's turn. I've been riding her in her boots in the school just because the ground's quite hard, and I think she's finding it quite hard on her little feet. So they really do seem to help her with her movement, and she feels much better when she's got them on. So that's what we've been doing. Just giving a little brush here, and also cleaning out in her ears and popping some fly cream in because they've been really bad recently. Again, we're using the Pivo just to see how we get on with ridden this time. You can see here this is an example of me riding in front of it, stopping, waiting for it to pick me up, and then riding away, and then it starts to follow us. So this is what you can do if you sort of lose the tracking. It does work sort of about 6 out of 10 times, I'd say. But like I say, I now keep going on about it, but I have used it a lot this week. It does help me get some video of my riding that I wouldn't usually get, so I think it's brilliant. It's lost me again there, but it can soon pick us up again. It's that light in the corner, I think, where the sun's shining above the trees. It really struggles to keep hold of us when it's tracking around there in the morning. So yeah, just trying it out at lots of different times of day, I think, and different weather conditions, and I'll find out exactly what the best settings are. Juliet was being really good this morning. It really is a good time of day to ride her. It's not so hot. She seems to be quite happy to be ridden after she's eaten her breakfast and her morning hay. And yeah, she's just being really good, really consistent, really listening to what I was asking her to do. So I was really pleased with her. So this is where we come a cropper with the extra wide poles again. My life did flash before my eyes, but as you can see, she just caught her foot on that pole and then was trying to work out where to put the rest of her legs to get us through the line. I hopped off afterwards, just checked her over and straightened the poles out again, and as you can see, she was going over them absolutely perfectly after. So I think it was just a combination of the poles being a bit wide and her just missing where to put her foot as she went through that time. But yeah, lesson learned. Roll your poles in a bit more. I don't know if you can see, Jane had a little bird in her mane. There it is, still there. She's fast asleep. She has a bird on her head. Jane, that was super cute. Friday morning, and I had one of those really excellent ideas that I have sometimes, which was to try ride and lead with Erna and Seren. Now, I have no idea where this idea came from, but I thought I'll give it a go, and if it works, maybe we can build up to going on a few little hacks out over the common or something. Yeah, great idea. Get Seren doing some work. I was also using my GoPro in the Pivo mount, which was really good because I've got a little remote control, so it means that I can move the camera around to different parts of the field if I need to. So I really like that because it means that you don't have to keep getting on and off and moving the camera around. So we set off really confidently, ponies looking good, ponies behaving themselves, just for a little walk around the field. Now, as we passed behind the camera that last time, the ponies started getting really snappy with each other. The problem with ride and lead is whenever you're turning, you're pulling a horse into the other one or away from the other one. And yeah, they started getting quite snappy with each other. And in the end, I had to just undo Seren's head collar and let her go. So I don't think we'll be hacking out over the common anytime soon with the pair of them, ride and lead. But what I thought I'd do instead is just take the opportunity to do some ridden work with Erna in the field. So you can see we're practicing our bending here, side to side, just left and right bend, just because we don't really do much schooling. So schooling in the field with Erna is quite a relaxed affair, and I generally just see what she'd like to do, what speed she'd like to go at and where she'd like to go. So we're having a lot of fun just trotting about here. She's quite consistent and relaxed. And then she just offered me canter, which was unbelievable. She will not canter in a schooling environment, usually only out on long straight tracks, so this was fantastic. You'll notice she only canters on her left lead, which is her favoured lead, but I was just pleased to get any form of canter, so this was excellent. Saturday afternoon now, and we're off for a hack with Sian. So I'm on Juliet and Sian's on Erna. Another really hot afternoon. We decided on a nice shady route so we could keep the ponies nice and cool. And if we could all take a moment to appreciate Sian's matchy there. Lots of pink, very Sian. I can't speak, I had a lot of yellow on. I don't know what we both look like, probably two 12-year-olds, but we absolutely love it, so we don't really care. So here we have two very good ponies behaving themselves. It's so lovely and shady up the lane. It was such a nice break from the hot of the field, so I think the ponies really appreciated going out. So just in a moment is when things get exciting, and we'll go over a little jump. You'll just see the bottom half of her because I wasn't looking directly at her with the camera. After this, Erna did get a little bit excited, and she's walking nicely here, but she suddenly started getting a little bit impatient with sort of waiting. So I was just getting something out of my saddlebags here, and she's disappeared down into a ditch, which is typical Erna style. Sian knows exactly how to deal with that though, so it's all good. Juliet thought that the hay bales were going to eat her in the field there, so we did have to have a little stare at them before we could carry on. Erna probably very upset that we had to wait again, because waiting is not her favourite thing. And speaking of waiting not being her favourite thing, just as we were about to head back down this track, there were some other horses coming the other way, so we decided to wait here to see where they were going to go. They were coming towards us, so we had to go back up the way we've just come. Now, Erna is really not happy about this sort of thing, and you can see here she's just like, no, I've had to wait, I'm very angry, I'm going to prance everywhere. And this is basically the speed we got the whole way back from her. She just went into full-on bounce and decided that Sian was going to have core muscles of steel. And then it all got a little bit more exciting here as the pony decided that we were going to have a canter around this corner. I said to Sian, let's wait until we got round the corner and then we'll have a little canter, and Juliet did a vertical takeoff, as you can see there. Thanks Juliet, wasn't expecting that, very uncomfortable. But we managed to have a little canter here. I think we might be just walking and trotting on the way home maybe from now on, just because was a little bit rude there, Juliet, and Erna was still in full on bounce mood as well, so it would be good for them just to walk that last bit home.